So now we'll go through and place our views on our .dwg file. So we got this Lego piece, and we'll import that into our drawing file. So I already opened a new drawing file. I already showed you guys how to do that in the first drawing video. So we open this up, and then we'll want to create a base view. So we click Create in the Create section of the Place Views. Click Base. Now we have the Lego. You can see the Lego brick is open in the other tab, so it knows this is what we're going to want to do. But you can choose the part file if you want. So we got display options. This isn't too relevant. Let's just stick with basic for now. So we'll place it. You pick the orientation, so we can pick front, current view, top view. But for the base view, we're going to have our base view the front view. So now you can also pick the options here. So shaded, hidden lines removed, or hidden lines. So we're going to want hidden lines for this guy. I also pick the scale. 5:1 is good, but you can modify that completely, and you can name the view as well. Anyways, let's just place this. So we'll click to place it. Now we've placed our hidden line view. Now we want to project views off that. So if we go click projected, now we come here and click this one. Now it'll allow us to create projected views off of this. Depending on where we place our view, it'll line everything up. So let's make a right side view, and a top view, and an isometric view. Right click create. Now if we move our base view, if we move it around, you see it moves all the other associated views around too. Now if we double click a view, we can edit it. So now we can change the scale. If we want to make it 6:1, let's make it 6:1. It'll update the projected views as well, because these need to be aligned, right? If we want to show hidden lines on this, we could double click it, hidden lines, but let's keep the hidden lines off. Or if we want to make it, let's make it shaded. There we go. So that's basically placing projected views. Now let's show you how to make a section. So if we click create a section view, we want to make a section of this drawing, so we click in this drawing. Now we pick the section line from here to here, let's say. Right click continue. Now we can either drag down here or go up here, and it'll automatically make those arrows in the appropriate direction. So if we want it over here, we'll just click down there and we'll have a section. But we can also modify it a bit. So we can change the view style again. We can also change the section depth. So we can say distance. We could say go 0.25 inches deep. You see it goes to 0.25 inches deep there. But generally we'll probably want a full for this at least. So view identifier, we'll call it view D. You can change that all. So if we hit OK, it'll place it section DD, and it'll list the scale as well. So let's unclutter this a bit. And as you see, if we move this around, it moves a section with it, because it's all got to be lined up for a proper drawing. You can't change the scales of these independently, but for the isometric you can, because it's not really linked. So that's section view. Now let's do a detailed view. This is going to start getting cluttered, so let's make the scale a bit smaller. We'll do 4:1. You see it updates for all of them, so let's make some space here. I'll make a detail view. So click detail. There's some options. We can fence a square or a circle, and we can have the cutout shape jagged or smooth. I like smooth, and most of the times you'll have circle, but we'll do both. So view identifier E, we already have view DD. So let's make view E. So we pick the scale once again. Generally it's going to be a bigger scale than what you have here because it's a detail, right? So we'll keep it at 8:1, or let's make it 6:1, because our scale here is now 4:1. So now we pick, we just sort of drag, we click, and then we make a radius. So if we want to view, let's say this is a terrible section view, but if we wanted to view that as our section, it does not contain any model edges. Okay, let's make a better one. So if we click here, there, we'll make our section of this. There we go. I guess it's got to contain a model edge. Anyway, so you just click and make a radius, and then now you got to pick a place to place this 8:1. So we place it there, whatever. Now it shows view E and then detail E 6:1. Now if we want to edit this, double click it. We can make the scale bigger. Let's put it back to 8:1. And hit OK. What other options do we have here? We can change the hatching, but that's not appropriate. Okay, let's make another detail view. So make another detail over here this time. But this time let's make it a rectangle, and we'll do a jagged cutout. Last time was smooth. So we'll make a rectangle. You just drag the rectangle out. There. It's getting too big. Really, it doesn't make sense to make a detail view without something to detail. So, rectangle, jagged. There. So I'll place that down. It's going to name it F, and you see it's jagged wherever it cuts. Here's an edge on the part, but anywhere else it'll be jagged. And it names it automatically and lists the scale, everything. You can edit this text by double-clicking it. You can edit the field text here. You can change the size, everything you want. But to move views, you can click and drag them around. Same with the isometric view. Same with all of them. This one you'll only be able to drag left and right because it's linked vertically to this guy. So, but it's all movable and dynamic. So that's placing views. If you saw my fork video, you'll see that you'll see more of a layout idea. Obviously, this is ridiculously cluttered, and we'd scale this down and we'd move them around into a reasonable fashion. But this is the gist of creating. Next, we'll probably go over the modifying. Oh, by the way, we'll just cover sketch right now. Like, if we want to make a sketch, we can make a sketch on paper space as well. It's the same thing. Just make 2D lines here. Finish sketch. There. Now we've got a sketch on our paper. Not too many instances where you're going to want to sketch stuff, but just in case you did want to sketch something onto this drawing file, you could. New sheet, that'll add sheets. I already showed you how to modify sheets and stuff, but we can keep adding sheets to this drawing. So if we wanted to make a new sheet, we'd add, this is sheet 2. So now we've got a DWG with multiple sheets, and we can put different parts on different sheets, etc. Anyways, I'll move on to the next video, and we'll do modify and annotate stuff next.